Hi my YouTube friends, I'm back again, and today is February the 19th and it's 2014, and I'm back again with this second part of the video that I promised that I would make that had information about the vagus nerve, spelled V as in Victor, A as in Apple, G as in Gus, U-S, Vegas. Pronounced like you'd say Las Vegas, but spelled different, V-A-G-U-S. And I did a little bit more reading up on it, and I had found some, let's see if I can find it. I had found some information, but what I did was I put it on this computer that I'm making this video on, so I can't look on there for it. But anyway, I do have some additional information, and I do have some visuals that I'm going to put onto this video for you to see what it looks like. But before I even get started telling you anything, let me just briefly show you this. This is on my iPad. I don't know if you can see it, but this is the vagus nerve, and that's the top of it where it starts up here. That's the top right there, and then that's all the, I don't know if you can even read any of the words on there. Let's move it back some. But these are the body systems that this vagus nerve affects and controls. So you can see it's basically your whole entire body. And I have other visuals that where it leads even further down to even to your legs and stuff like that. So, but that's basically one of the visuals that I wanted to show you. And since I just have this sitting here with my info, I said I would just show it to you. And if I find another one while I'm talking, I'll show you that also. But it just says that it has a lot of roles and a lot of functions, this vagus nerve. And let's see what it says on this page where I showed you that visual. They say it's a very long nerve running from the hypothalamus area of your brain, chest, diaphragm, and to your intestines. It wraps around your heart and core area, whatever that is, Harrow Point and solar plexus center areas traditionally considered to be the seat of intuition and compassion. And I don't know about all that, but they say that's what they say, then I guess that's what it is. But anyway, I have some notes that I wrote down about this very important nerve, that is the vagus nerve. And I think if you are a targeted individual and they have fitted something up into your ear, or they have put something in other body parts where this nerve runs, then they can stimulate that nerve. They can stimulate it and get that nerve to do a lot of different things. Hold up a second. I need to turn this off because every time I leave my internet on, it messes up with me trying to make my videos. And that's just probably another part of the gang stalking, because as I told you in previous videos, they have my computer rigged so that all of my information that I do and anything I look up on my computer goes straight through their servers. So they run everything I do on my computers through their servers, so that way they can control stuff, or they think they can control stuff. That's what they want to do. But when you get on the net, how much control are you really doing? But I think what they do is they run information and they put all of their own stuff maybe in a on their servers, and then anything I look up, they let stuff that also has information from their servers become part of my search, with the hopes now that I'll look at all of their stuff that they have already tampered with, and they have already fixed things to be the way they want it to be. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that was off, and then I have to plug this back in. I'm sorry. But this is life, and this is how things go. Okay, need to plug this in so my computer can have source of power. But this is what these people that are harassing me, this is what they do. They run everything through their servers. Even my phone is probably hooked up. My cell phone is hooked up to their cell towers, or to, everything goes through their servers and stuff, so that way that they can see everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm looking for on the internet, and so that they can, in their mind, control everything I see and everything I do, which to me is like puzzling, and it's very sick. Why would you want to control a human being so much? Like, what is really behind their intent on controlling me as a human being? What do they hope to get out of controlling me? What do they hope to achieve out of my control? Because they're already trying to stop me from putting up my videos, and they run everything through their servers so that it doesn't get out. My videos don't get out to as many people as if you weren't being interfered with, and if you weren't a targeted individual, then you wouldn't have that problem. Okay, and maybe you still would, because after 9/11, that's when everybody it became totally paranoid, and everybody in this country has gone totally insane and totally crazy. And then you have this subset of people where they feel as though it is their right and it's their duty to control every single citizen in the United States, whether you're doing something or you're not. And I think they want to control the people who are not doing anything more than they want to control the people who are doing things, because things are still being done. People are still doing things. So why don't they control those people and hook them up with voice decay and talk into their ears and do all the things that they do to us TIs and try to run them crazy? But, they don't broadcast an answer in here. When I ask that question, I never get a reply, because they're very quick to reply about everything else, but they don't reply about that. Okay, but anyway, moving right along, enough about them. I don't want to focus on my gang stalker organizers. I'm more interested in focusing on the problem at hand, and that's the problem that a lot of targeted individuals have, because I've gone to a few websites and I have looked at some of the videos, and interestingly enough, I have seen some of the same people make comments on these other websites, or not websites, but other YouTube channels of people who claim to be targeted individuals. I have seen the same people make comments on their channel that makes comments on my channel. Okay, so that kind of tells you something, that TIs that are talking are definitely being watched, because you figure these people do not want to be found out. They don't want to be mainstream. They don't want anybody to finger them. They don't want anybody to put a name to them, a face to them, or anything. They want to stay in the shadows and then push other people to the front and get other people to do all of their dirty work, all the things that they know they are incapable of doing, because they must be afraid. Because if you're that tough and you're that powerful, like they broadcast and hear all the time, that they're so powerful and they're so tough, why would you be afraid to tell who you are? Why would you be afraid to put your face out there and say, okay, yeah, well, I'm the one. I organize gang stalkers, and I'm the one. And okay, here I am. All right, what are you going to do about it? So if they were so powerful, then they should do that. Why be in the shadow? Because, when you're in the shadows, then you can remove yourself from whatever it is you're doing and put somebody else to the forefront and make it seem as though they're the ones that are responsible. So these types of people I call cowards. Okay, they're just cowards, and they're studio gangsters. Okay, so that's it for gang stalker organizers for this video. Moving right along. Okay, all right, so I have my little information here, and I have like some the info, and then I have some vagus nerve disorders. So I think when they fit us up with these microchips, and they put these microchips in our bodies, I believe they are stimulating our vagus nerves and are causing all of these problems within our bodies, you know, all of the tingling and stuff, because I have like a whole list of things that it does. And guess what, it's on this computer. I might have to just put up a visual of the things, but I'll just try to remember a few. Like it causes coughing, it causes throat pain, it causes, what else did it say? Shortness of breath. It causes, what else? Headaches, insomnia, all these things that TIs complain about. We as TIs, we all complain about these same exact problems, okay? You know, like, and then like tingling over your body and pin pricking sensations and different things like that. So when they stimulate this nerve, it does all kinds of things to you. I mean, you know, it can be good. You can stimulate that nerve and you can slow down a fast heart, or you can maybe reduce blood pressure a little bit for a person that has a high blood pressure. But if you stimulate it on the wrong side, or you stimulate it in the wrong way and get it to fire incorrectly, then what it does is the opposite of the good. Then it will speed up your heart, it will increase your blood pressure, it will give you all of these symptoms, all of these different things that, you know, you find wrong with yourself, that you didn't have those problems before. Okay, so that's a little bit of info. Okay, now let's see, it also causes a lot of stomach problems, and it can cause you to faint when this vagus nerve is stimulated. And they call this condition gastroparesis in your stomach. And it says, let's see, that's supply. Okay, this is you know, this info right here, it's okay, but I had the good stuff on this actual computer, and what I should have done was just run it off, and then I could have just taken it from there. And as a matter of fact, I may make 2 parts to this video and just stop it here, and then gather my information, run it off, and then I'll read it to you. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run off the information because it's really good info, and then I'm going to splice the whole video together. All right, so bear with me, and I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, I'm back, my YouTube friends, and now I have printed out the information. I have it here. Paper. It's got the info. So I was trying to make it work a different way, and I was going to finish taping on my iPad, but then it's just too much of a hassle. Even though this computer is like so old and ancient, I'm just accustomed to it. I just, you know, you just get accustomed to something, and that's what you do. Because I have a better computer and I have an iPad, but I don't do that many videos on there. I just do it on this old computer. This is my little standby, my little friend. But anyway, let me get to first and foremost the side effects. Okay, this is some of the side effects that may be included if your vagus nerve is stimulated. Okay, hoarseness, voice changes, increased coughing, changes in your voice or your speech, chest pain, difficulty swallowing, general pain, and I guess when they say general pain, like just pain all over your whole body, throat or neck pain, throat or larynx spasms, breathing problems, especially during exercise, headache, insomnia, indigestion, abdominal, like the abdominal snowman. I mean, I mean, abdominal pain or nausea, muscle movements or twitching related to the stimulation, because I have that all the time. I have those muscle movements and that twitching. I have that all the time. Nausea or vomiting, impaired sense of touch, prickling or tingling of the skin. Okay, that's the list. I had gotten 2 different lists from 2 different websites, and I just compiled them and just made this one list with everything, and just added to one list that they, what they didn't have on the other one. And then this, what do you call this? Acetylcholine. This is some sort of, I don't know, maybe something that is released when you stimulate this vagus nerve, this thing called acetylcholine. And on here it says it's responsible for learning and memory. Okay, they say that acetylcholine, and it's spelled acetylcholine, and you can look that up for yourself. You can Google that word, and it will give you like the rundown on what that means. And this acetylcholine that is released when the vagus nerve is stimulated, it says it is calming and relaxing, and it's used by the vagus nerve to send messages of peace and relaxation throughout your body. Well, if you're a targeted individual, they don't want that to happen. So there are other parts of the vagus nerve that you can stimulate that will inhibit this acetylcholine from going throughout your body. And if you're a targeted individual and they're targeting you the way that they're targeting me, where it's to keep you constantly agitated and keep you feeling like you're on the edge of your seat, and just the nervous and anxious, and just not feeling like yourself. Of course, if you are living in the world that we're living in today, you have a certain amount of anxiety and nervousness, and that's just a part of living. I mean, you can't be a human being and not go through that, because that's just a part of living. You guys have to excuse me. I have to pick up my I have to pick this up a little bit because it's down a little bit too low, and I'm getting too much glare in my glasses. Okay, I think that's a little bit better, hopefully. But anyway, like I was saying, if you're living in the world that we're living in, you're going to have nervousness and anxiety and stress from time to time. But what these people are doing to us as targeted individuals is above and beyond what's normal. Because I had noticed, I don't know, about a year ago, I had noticed I had went out to go and get a few things, and I was waiting for the bus to come back home. And I had noticed like my legs were feeling like weak and wobbly and stuff like that, and like my whole body just felt like, shaky and funny. And I'm wondering, like, what in the world is going on? And at this time, I didn't know about this vagus nerve, and that you could even stimulate that. I mean, you can even use your hand to stimulate this nerve. But like I said in my previous video, I said I wouldn't advise you to do that. I just read today that you can go to your physician and ask them how you can stimulate that side of the that the vagus nerve runs on. I think it's the left side. How you can stimulate that to release this acetylcholine and calm yourself down, slow your heart down, bring peace to yourself, and lessen your anxiety, nervousness, and all that stuff. But you would have to go to a doctor, and they would have to advise you and show you how to do it, and then you could do it maybe at home by yourself. But don't try to look on the internet and figure that out and do that by yourself, because you could cause damage to that nerve, and damage to that nerve causes a whole other host of problems that I'm not getting into right now, but you can look it up. But anyway, it also says this acetylcholine also puts the the brakes on inflammation in your body. And inflammation in your body causes a whole lot of different problems and different things, and a lot of sicknesses and illnesses that we have. A lot of it stems from inflammation into our bodies. So this is what these wicked people are doing. They are like stimulating this nerve to, instead of help us, to cause us a whole lot of problems. So I'm just hoping that if you are a targeted individual and you watch this video, and even though they may still use directed energy weapons on you to target you, I think the majority of the targeting is done through stimulation of this vagus nerve. That's why they want to get something into your body, because if all they had to do was target you and shoot something at you, why would they need to put something into your body? And then according to them, they say voice decay, you don't really need anything put into your body. You don't need like a microchip into your body for them to simulate voices in your head or whatever. Okay, well then why are they putting these microchips into us then? Because okay, this is what they want to tell the public. This is what they want the public to believe, that okay, well, no use in you trying to take out anything if you find anything, and if you get an x-ray. And I was looking at one lady's channel yesterday, and she subscribes to my page. I think her name is Leslie. I won't say her last name, but Leslie, if you're out there, I looked at your some of your videos yesterday, and I really feel for you, and I just want to say I'm sorry what is happening to you, and keep in contact with me and let me know how you're doing. And because we're in this together. If you're a targeted individual, we all have to stand together and help each other. So Leslie, last name begin with a C, and if you watch this video, get in contact with me and let me know how you're doing, because I'd be very interested to know how you're doing. But I watched some of her videos, and she had like a lot of PET scans and different things like that. And that's what I wanted to ask her, like, where did she go? How did she manage to do that? How did she get all of those scans? Did she have to pay for them herself, or did she have medical that pay for them, or what? Because when you're a targeted individual and they have put stuff into you, they don't even want you to know that it's there. They want to carry on this this godness about themselves, like, okay, well, we can just do stuff to you and there's nothing you can do about it. But I'm of the train of thought that if microchips weren't needed for them to do all of the things that they do to us, like they say they can shoot you with these directed energy weapons, which they probably can, then why would they need to, on the down low, put something into your body? Because I'm thinking that the majority of the problems that they cause to us as targeted individuals is done through the stimulation of this vagus nerve. That's my train of thought. I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional, but I'm just going on my own bodily sensations and what I have felt and what has happened to me and how I feel. And then when I found this, I told you I went on this, and it was the hand of God that made my hand go and get to this thing called this vagus nerve. So that's why I decided to do this video. When I did the first part, where I was just so anxious and so happy that I found this nerve, that I wanted to tell all of my YouTube family and friends about this, and targeted individuals, if you watch this video, to please Google vagus nerve and do your research on this nerve. And if you go to a doctor and you want to figure out how to stimulate the side that calms you down, then please, by all means, go see your doctor. Tell them you have information. If you can, print it out. Tell them, you don't even have to get into the specifics about being a targeted individual, because immediately they're going to, write you off and say, no, well, we don't know what you're talking about. Just tell them you read information about this vagus nerve, that you could stimulate it, and a doctor needs to show you where to stimulate it and how to stimulate it, just to calm yourself down, because you have stress from work, from kids, from living and whatever. Just tell them something like that. Don't get into the thing about being a targeted individual, because most doctors if they have your house bugged up like they have mine, they have audio and visual equipment that's in my house, and it's covert, it's hidden, where I can't really see it, and I don't know how they put it in. I can see different things in the house, but I don't know how they put it in here. But if you are in that same situation, you already know that they're going to call whoever you go to, and they're going to perpetrate this lie on you and tell them, oh, well, we're watching this person, and this person, they are a threat to their country, and they're a threat to their neighborhoods, and whatever it is, whatever nonsense that they tell them, and whatever lies that they make up about you and tell you to character assassinate you to get these people to comply. And like I said before in another video, if they come, these people who are organizing these gang stalkers and doing this organization of this, if they came with badges and stuff, and they held up a badge and they said that they were from some governmental office, or we're in this agency and so on and so forth, and we're at Homeland Security and blah 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 and whatever, and this is what we need to do, and don't do this person and do this and whatever. Like, who wasn't going to comply with them? Come on. Are we, let's all be adults here. Who was not going to comply with them? So what was the doctor going to say? Oh no, I'm not listening to you, I don't believe you, and I've seen videos and I know that you're trying. No, they're not going to say that. They're going to comply with them, and they're going to do what it is that they're told to do, because if they don't, then they become a targeted individual, and who wants that? Okay, because I think a lot of doctors and professionals that are in the psychology, psychiatry and stuff like that, when you go to them and you're talking about these problems, they try to negate you, and they try to make it seem as though that you're totally nuts and that this doesn't exist and stuff. Okay, well, COINTELPRO, that exists. Okay, MK Ultra, that existed, and somebody dropped a dime on them. Okay, and the same way with this with this gang stalking, somebody's going to drop a dime on them, and it's us people up here, people like me, Leslie, and other people that are on here that are targeted individuals who get the word out and let people know. Because I even had a comment from somebody on my channel that had the nerve to ask me, well, if nobody believes me, why am I making these videos? I'm making these videos because whether people believe or not, the fact that they can see it and know it, and they can research it for themselves, okay, that's it. Okay, I cannot force a person to believe anything that I tell them. I cannot forcibly make you believe anything I say. The only thing I can do is come to you with the truth. And then if you are one of those people who can see through to the truth, then you will know what I'm saying is true. Everything I'm saying is true. I'm not one of the organizers or none of those people, because you have a lot of people that put up videos and claim to be targeted individuals, and they're nothing more than puppets for these people that do this. They put them up there and tell them what to say, and tell them to be totally unbelievable. Like, I was watching this one guy yesterday, and I don't know really what to make of it. I'm not going to say that he is a plant per se, but like, he was saying all of these different things, and it could be, he really could be a targeted individual. Okay, or he might just have problems, because he was talking about things like he used drugs and different things like that. Me, I've never taken drugs other than what was prescribed to me. I've never taken street drugs and any kind of drugs of any sort, and I just drink occasionally beer, wine, or something like that. I drink those things occasionally. So I'm not an alcoholic, I'm not a drug addict, I'm none of those things. Okay, but that's what they would like to portray, a lot of people that come forward, because they don't want us coming forward. They want us to stay quiet so they can just move this thing. And if it's something to get a lot of people and a lot of American citizens corralled then they want this peaceful and quiet. They don't want a lot of big mouths coming forward like me and telling you anything that we know. But okay, as long as I can speak, and I know they don't have anything on me, because if they did, then why don't they come and get me? They have been saying that they were going to come and get me for a long time. Oh, you're going to be locked up, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. Okay, well, come get me then. Shut me up once and for all. Throw me in the jail. Put me underneath the jail. They can't do it. Ain't nobody coming. Ain't nobody gonna ring my doorbell. Ain't nobody coming. Y'all ain't coming. And this goes out to my tormentors. Y'all ain't coming nowhere. You're not coming and knocking my door, and you ain't coming with nothing, and you ain't got nothing on me, and that's that. Okay, moving right along. I don't want to even spend time talking about these lunatics, because that's just what they are. They are very evil lunatics. They're not only are they psychotic and sociopaths, but they're just evil, just downright evil. But anyway, I'm going to give you some information on breathing, because they say breathing can affect this vagus nerve. So even though they may be stimulating this nerve, you might be able to override what it is that they're doing to you. Like if they're making your heart beat fast and different things like that, you might be able to override it, or even to lessen the effects of the stimulation to this nerve. And they say by doing breathing exercises, and breathing is real easy. Anybody can do it, and you can do it anywhere, and nobody has to know that you're doing it. You can be at work, you can be at home, you can be in the grocery store waiting to check out, and you can do this. But this is what it says. This is how to activate the vagus nerve on your own. To practice deep breathing, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Okay, remember to, number 1, breathe more slowly. Number 2, breathe more deeply from your stomach. You're going to try to breathe from your diaphragm, not from your chest. Because when we take shallow breaths and we're just breathing normally, you're breathing from up here in your chest. You want to let your stomach go out. You want to see your stomach rise. Maybe if you lay down on a bed or something, you can easily figure out if you're breathing through your diaphragm and your stomach as opposed to breathing through your chest. Your stomach should go way up and come way down. That's how you know you're breathing through, you're doing diaphragm and stomach breathing, as opposed to just through your chest. And then it says exhale longer than you inhale. So if you inhale, say maybe you do a count of 3 for your inhale, then do a count of 5 for your exhale. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You're going to practice the breathing. And then they say even you can reduce pain with the breathing exercises. And they say if you focus on the rhythm of your breathing, you're not focused on the pain. Because okay, I don't know if you know, but your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. You can't focus on 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different things at the same time. Your brain just can't do that. You have to focus on one thing at a time. Okay, so it says the moment we anticipate pain, most of us tend to stop breathing and hold our breath. Breath holding activates the fight or flight or freeze response, and it tends to increase the sensation of pain, stiffness, anxiety, or fear. So it's whenever you anticipate pain, for example, when getting an IV inserted or stuff, having blood drawn, exhale instead of holding your breath. Okay, and then okay, this is how they I'm just going to read how they say to do the actual breathing. You can proceed as follows. Take a breath into your belly. That's expanding your diaphragm to the count of 5. Just like I said, pause for a second, then breathe out slowly through a small hole in your mouth. While at rest, most people take about 10 to 14 breaths per minute. Ideally, reduce your breathing to 5 to 7 times per minute. Exhaling through your mouth instead of your nose makes your breathing a conscious process, not a subconscious one. So as you do this, your muscles will relax, dropping your worries and anxiety. Okay, so you can practice that, and if you have any success with that, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a comment and let me know. Just start practicing doing some deep breathing, breathing in on the count of 5, and then maybe a second, just stop your breath and then breathe out through your mouth, maybe to a count to 5 or 6. That's what I would do. Okay, and then let's see. Okay, this is just something I had on there from before, but those are the things that I definitely wanted to touch on. And heart rate increase. Okay, and it says let me tell you a little bit more about the vagus nerve. They say the nerve runs from your brain stem through your neck and down to your chest and abdomen, also called pneumogastric nerve or cranial nerve X. The vagus nerve under stimulation can increase the heart rate by 29%. Okay, the vagus nerve, when stimulated, releases vasoactive intestinal peptide, shortened to VIP, or VIP-like substance that significantly increases right ventricular contraction, relaxation, and heart rate. So when they are stimulating this vagus nerve, they ain't trying to help us. If you are a targeted individual and you think you have something in your ear, because I think that's where they mostly put it. They put it into your ear because I can hear this loud humming like every day. It's like this humming, bum, 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 like a humming sound, and that's part of their psychological thing to, drive you crazy and different things like that. And what I figured out how you can sort of counteract that. Most people probably would, maybe listen to music or stuff. But if you don't want to listen to music to counteract any sounds that you hear into your ear, what I do is I have like these 2 little silver earrings, and I don't even know if you need earrings. You probably don't. But this part of your ear, like your lobe, if you can sort of flip it up inside of your ear, just your lobe, if you can flip it up inside of your ear and just get it in the best way, stuff it all into your ear, and then sleep on that side of your head, and that significantly cuts down on any sounds that are produced through V2K. That's what has worked for me, and you can try that and see if it works for you, and if it does, please let me know if did it work for you. Okay, and let me see what else did I want to touch on real quick, because I'm already up to 24 minutes. But that's about all that I have now. I will continue to do research on this vagus nerve and put together as much information as possible about this, and put it up as I get the info. I will put together a video, and I will put up the video to give anyone that's interested, if you're a targeted individual, and even if you're watching, if you're not a targeted individual and you just want to learn how to de-stress or something, this also can work for you too. But it's mostly for people who are targeted individuals like myself. I'm a targeted individual, and have been targeted for a many number of years, and probably targeted even before I realized that I was a targeted individual, because I just really got to this information and knew about any kind of thing like gang stalking or anything like this. This is just like recent, over the past year or so, that I even found information on the internet. I think I just keyed in something one day, and then all the stuff came up with gang stalking. I'm like, what is this? Because when you are going through this, you just think it's only you. And then my tormentors, this is what they always broadcast in here. How do you like it? You're the only person that you're doing this to. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. They wouldn't have this kind of technology and just use that kind of technology on just one single solitary person. This is being used on a lot of people, and probably a lot of people that don't even know. Because you figure once they put something in your ear, which is so easy to do because just about everybody goes to the doctor, and the doctor will check your ears. That's a part of, you going into a doctor. Even if you go in there and You just go in there for just a not even a sick visit, just for a checkup or something. They're going to look into your ear. And I believe that's how they placed it in my ear. I believe they used a specially outfitted otoscope, OTOSCOPE. That's the thing that the doctor looks into your ear with. I think they used a specially equipped otoscope to inject whatever they did into my ear, so it probably had little buttons on it and stuff, and you're not going to look at that. You're not busy watching that. You just know that the doctor walks up to you, they pull something out of their pocket, stick it in their ear, and they're busy looking in your ear, and they're spinning it around and stuff like that. So you're not noticing, anything about it, but I notice it now. Now when I go to the doctor now, I look at it. And I'll make sure that they're not pulling anything out of their pocket, because if they're going to pull anything out of their pocket, they're not putting it in my ear. Like sometimes they'll have the one that's there in the office, it's like the big one, and if they use that, I still look at it very closely before they stick it into my ear, because I believe that's how they got it into my ear. And it might be a lot of people, it might be a lot of Americans out there where doctors have fitted you up with something into your ear that can basically affect your entire bodily system. Okay, so this goes out to anybody that sees this video, whether you feel as though you are a targeted individual or not, then you still could be fitted up with something into your ear where they could cause you to, your blood pressure to rise. It runs the gamut. Doctors could be doing this, and people that have like whatever stocks or whatever into these companies could be even doing some of this stuff to get you to have to take medicine and stuff to come in and be seen, and your blood pressure is high and stuff, and then you got to take medicine. You don't know where this originates from, because it could originate from so many different factions, and how it can affect you. When you figure that something could be placed into your ear that could affect your brain, it could affect your entire body, because it goes up to your brain. And you figure once they do what they need to do to your brain, basically they can control all of your body systems. They can do a lot of different harm to your body system, okay? Because this vagus nerve runs up to your brain, okay? So when a lot of people are talking about induced dreams and stuff like that, they could do it that way, because they're sending electrical impulses, and you figure, what is a dream or anything, a thought other than an electrical impulse? So you figure they could basically simulate all of these impulses with their computer. They could design programs to simulate a dream. They could design a program to simulate a pain in your leg or whatever, because you figure a pain in your leg, basically, what is it? It basically starts in your brain. Your brain has to tell you that, hey, your leg is itching, or your leg has a pain. All of that is with your brain. So that's why I'm saying look up and look into this vagus nerve, VAGUS nerve. Do your research and do a thorough research. And if you have to, go to a library, because a lot of stuff that's put on the internet, a lot of things are put up there by these people where they don't want us to know anything about these things, because they don't want us to have a handle on them. So you might have to go to your local library and maybe do additional research. And then if you do, please, by all means, put up a video response or a comment or something, inbox me and let me know anything that you found. And please be on the up and up. Don't be one of the weirdos that does this kind of stuff, because I have no interest in you if you do this. If you are targeting people and you are organizing people to target human beings and do whatever for whatever reason, I have no interest in you. None whatsoever. I don't have any interest in you, and I wish you to burn in hell. Okay, in love, of course, but I wish you to burn in hell. But Anyway, that's what I had to say. But now I'm going to finish this off, and I'm going to run both of those videos together. It's going to be rather long, so I'm hoping that you'll stay with me throughout these videos and watch them all the way to the end, because it's good information. And this is the reason why I'm putting this information up there, is to help myself and to help any fellow targeted individual who was targeted in this fashion, that, you know, to know that, okay, I found this information just by the hand of God. God is the one that did that. God did that. Okay? He is the one that made my hand accidentally touch something and pull this up, because I've never heard of this vagus nerve. I've never heard of any stimulation or anything or nothing about this. Okay? So that was God who did that. Okay? So in closing, give thanks to God. Put him first and foremost into your life. Let him be a part of your life. Lean on him in times of distress, and even when you are at your absolute best and you figure everything is going great, I don't need to talk to God. Yes, you do. Lean on him all the times, and especially my TIs. I don't know your belief system, but whatever you believe in, and I hope that it's God, lean on God and let him take some of this off of you. When you can't deal with it, let him deal with it for you, because he is more than equipped to deal with anything that is happening to you in your life, of a negative nature, even of a positive nature, but specifically of a negative nature. He is more than able to deal with it and to help you get through it. And come and view more of my videos. Subscribe to my channel, because when you subscribe to my channel, I think of you as my family and my friend. So please do subscribe, and if you want to comment, you can comment, but don't put any personal information about yourself. Don't put like your Gmail address, Yahoo or whatever, because I won't put that up. I'll just delete it. But you know, if you want me to write back to you, then inbox me, and then make your comment without your personal information and without any .coms. Don't put any information that you find. If it has a .com or something on there, don't put that into your comment. You can inbox me, and then just put up, you know, whatever you found, and then just tell people to Google or whatever. That's fine. I'll put those comments up. Okay, it's about time for me to leave, and it's a big kiss for you. I love you, my family. Come back and see me again, because I do enjoy your company and I do love you. All right, bye.